Only Capricorn, welcome to your general reading for the last 2 weeks of January 2019. That's the period of January 15th to January 31st. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. My rates, my info, and my email are below, so just shoot me an email. We can go ahead and check that out or set it up. Sorry. Other things to mention, my 2019 Sun Moon readings are going up, so make sure you put your requests in for those. Check out my 2018 Sun Moon readings, which are also my playlist, to see if they rang true for you. I'm on Instant Go if you need a quick answer to a quick question. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram if you would like to follow, or message me. And I think that's it. Oh, and check out my compatibility readings too that are in my playlist. I'll be working on those forever and ever and ever. Make sure you know that this is a general reading, so it can apply to love, family, friends, finance, or business. All right. So let's see. Oh, and I pre-shuffled off camera because I have an injury, actually. I have an injury from shuffling. And so the way that I shuffle them, the big cards are kind of messy, so I don't want to have that on camera. But I will be shuffling clarifiers. So guys, you all have the Temperance card here to start off with, and that's in the position of just kind of the current environment, like currently what's around you in the period of January 15th to January 31st. Some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, if that resonates for you guys. But it really is about, you guys are going through a period the last 2 weeks of January where you're trying to restore balance to your life. You're trying to moderate your feelings, moderate emotions, moderate feelings, not let things get out of control. You're trying to have peace return back to your life, or find peace, okay? You're trying to get to a good place. Temperance card is about, balancing things, and, the water going from one cup to the other and figuring things out. It's very meditative, while you're doing this, figuring out what that place of peace is for you guys. So I feel like that's kind of what generally is going on the last 2 weeks, all right? And I think for some of you, you're actually getting there, okay? I'm looking at this statue made of stone, and I'm feeling like I'm almost feeling like for some of you, you're being stone cold, like, really kind of freezing your emotions, or freezing yourself, okay? Not kind of letting anything kind of penetrate that hard exterior, and like I said, trying to restore balance to your life. However that resonates. Here we have, in your challenge position, we have the Nine of Wands in the upright. So you guys are being very guarded, protecting yourself, worried about getting hurt. So you want to make sure it doesn't happen again. For some of you, you went through something. You've come out of the other side of it. Now, this shows resilience. It shows determination. It shows that you guys can get through things and get to the other side of things. It talks about, not giving up right now. But, you guys might be being too questioning, too wary, too worried about being hurt, overly so, protecting yourself too much, putting too much of your guard up, okay? And, I feel like the message with this too is you guys will get through this, okay? You're resilient, you will get through it. I think the last 2 weeks of January, you're thinking you may not be able to, but you really need to kind of realize, okay, I'm wounded, I'm hurt, but I'm still standing, okay? Because it's the card of the wounded soldier. I'm still standing. And tell yourself that and rejoice in that, okay? And know that this too shall pass, whatever it is. Remember, it's a general reading. Now, advice for you, we have the Knight of Dragonflies in the upright. So I'm almost feeling for some of you, if this was if this was something that kind of took the winds out of your sail in regards to a relationship or romance or whatever, I feel like the advice they're telling you here is you will love again. An offer will come in for you. You will offer to somebody. It can work out for you guys, okay? I feel like you guys can love again, will love again. For some of you, you just might need to have something with somebody just so you can get over things. I don't want to use the term rebound, but I kind of feel like that, like some kind of relationship that just sweeps you off your feet. Maybe you should seek that out, maybe have that happen, maybe that'll reset some parameters for you. For others of you, it's about getting into a creative project, okay? So, find something that kind of fills your cup, an offer that kind of fills your cup. And I wanted to, hold on a second. I want to see something with the, and I do this sometimes because I have a great like advice. I'm always double checking. I'm sure you guys really appreciate this pause. Ow, and my shoulder just hurt. Like, you guys need to hear that. No, it's not what I was looking for. Okay, never mind. All right, so and that's what I'm getting in that advice. I mean, you guys need to know that you will love again. You guys need to know that you will be able to enjoy things again. You guys need to know that other offers will come in for you, okay? So I feel like the advice is they want you to know that, okay? And like that there's a dragonfly here, and the dragonfly is always moving, is always fluttering, you know? And that's the energies. The energies are always changing. So, you know, just realize there will be something else that will come along and fill your cup of emotions, or somebody, and that it's going to be okay, and kind of focus on that instead of what happened to you here, and having the challenge of trying to the challenge of feeling like you're going to get hurt and overly protecting yourself. Realize that there is something glorious out there for you, okay? I'm not pulling clarifiers yet. So here we have the Six of Bees. I really didn't like this card because I feel like you're going back to something. That is what the Six of Swords is. Not being able to leave the past. Not being able to drop issues. Needing to go back and resolve issues, okay? For some of you, you could be having travel problems, but, and you're resisting change. You're resisting, as you move forward from the last 2 weeks of January, you're resisting moving forward to get to a better place. You're trying here, but here I feel like you're resisting it. I think that you're resisting a necessary transition. You feel like you're going to regret it if you move on. You feel like you're going to lose something if you move on. So you're kind of holding on to stuff or going back to something because you can't leave it in the past, all right? You could be going back and talking to somebody. You could be digging up an old wound. You know, going back to, I feel like it's somebody that you had, you know, a situation with, and you're trying to go back and you're trying to resolve it instead of moving on from it and just realize it's unresolvable, okay? This is my clarification on the Temperance card. Why is the Temperance card here for Capricorn for the last week of January? Who is this person? What is this energy? Additional messages. And remember, this is a general reading. If you want a personal reading, send me an email. I can only go so far with the general readings. Temperance card. Why is the Temperance card here? Who is this person? What is this energy for Capricorns? Their environment. Last 2 weeks. Sun card in reverse. Okay, so you are trying to restore, you're trying to remember what happiness is. You're trying to, and with the Sun card and the Nine of Cups, you're not quite there. Okay, I feel like there's a delay to this, because the Nine of Cups isn't the Ten of Cups. You're still seeking that last cup. So you are really trying to work on restoring being emotionally fulfilled and content, you know, having success, having plans realized, and you're wishing for it because it's the wish card. So you're hoping this will happen, that you'll be able to restore balance, you'll get back to who you were, be emotionally fulfilled. But I feel like there's just something kind of weighing you down a little bit, and you're having a hard time kind of getting there. We have the Sun card, which is in reverse, and that's another reason why I believe that, because the Sun card is about just having a black cloud kind of hanging over you, and it's kind of making you sad, and you're having a hard time finding positivity in things, or you know, being optimistic. And the Sun card here is to remind you to have fun. You know, make sure you go out there and you have fun. I mean, yeah, things might suck right now. You might not have this last cup. You might have a black cloud hanging over you, but you try to make the best of your situation. Try to realize that things could be a lot worse, okay? We have the Justice card in the upright, and the Justice card is the card of Libra, if that resonates with you. And this is about restoring balance also, okay? The Justice card, you know, because he's balancing, you know, he has the balance of the scales in the one hand, you know, being fair to yourself, okay? Trying to find that balance, trying to make that positive outcome happen for you. Doing the right thing by you. Okay, and the Justice card is also talking about there's some truth that you're going to have to face in order to get to this plane, I feel like. Yeah, okay. I'm going to leave that there. So let's see what's going on with this Nine of Wands. Can you please write clarification on the Nine of Wands? Why is the Nine of Wands here for Capricorn or challenge? Last 2 weeks of January, who is this person? Energy. Additional messages, please. Nine of Wands. Okay, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Ten of Swords and the Upright. Okay, so you're like this because you had a very painful ending. It was in regards to a relationship, okay, because we have the Two of Cups here. So somebody that you had a very close bond with, you saw eye to eye, you open your hearts up to each other. Really, this person's deep, okay? This is somebody that you have an energy cord to. It usually is in the love department. It's an emotional tie. It's an emotional energy cord to somebody, and it ended, and it didn't end well. Because the Ten of Swords, and it ended suddenly. You didn't even kind of see it coming. It could have been because of betrayal, but it was a really painful ending. And you guys really are in a dark point right now, okay? And you're having the challenges coming out of that. You're having a hard time with that, okay? And you are being overly guarded, overly protected. You really went through a lot with this person. I'm feeling like, and you came out of it damaged. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and the first thing I was kind of getting in regards to that is a stubbornness to realize, to accept that this wasn't going to go anywhere, okay? The Knight of Pentacles is just a stubbornness to move on. You're just kind of staying in the pain. This is kind of a love reading, I'm feeling. I mean, if it resonates another way, it's fine, but the Knight of Pentacles, you guys are just staying in the pain. You refuse to move out of it, and that's a challenge for you guys. I don't know why you're refusing to move out of it. I don't know if you think this will come back around, or I'm not sure. Or maybe you guys are being, picking a scab a little bit, you know, to feel that pain again. It's something kind of weird there in the challenge area, but that's what you guys are doing. For some of you, can you please write clarification on the Knight of Cups? Why is the Knight of Cups here in regards to advice? Who is this person with energy? Additional messages for the Knight of, I said Knight of Cups, Knight of Dragonflies. Upright for Capricorn. Advice last 2 weeks of January. Ooh, stop and click on that. Page of Swords. Alright, so one of the things you guys need to do is stop kind of beating up on yourselves a little bit. That's what I feel like is going on here. You will love again. You will be able to find something that emotionally fulfills you. The advice is to kind of tell you that and focus on that. I see you with the Page of Swords here, and some of you are afraid of talking about something to somebody, okay? Like, you don't want to express a view that you have in regards to something. I'm getting that with that Page of Swords here. You don't want to talk about something. You don't want to bring something up to someone. When you do, or when you talk about it, the other person meets it with resistance. But I don't know what they're telling you. They're just showing me that that's what you're doing. You're scared to express a view to somebody because of how they're going to react and what their reaction is, so you're not doing it. Because it'll cause some kind of challenge. I'm getting that with the Page of Swords. So you're not saying what's on your mind. And then we have the Eight of Swords here. And this is you guys kind of saying to yourselves, I always fall into these kind of situations. I always seem to get stuck. You know, why do I keep on doing this to myself, where I'm always in the same type of love relationship, and then I'm stuck in it and I can't get out of it. I always go after the same type of person. And these are some of the conversations you're having, and you're trying to figure out why, and you don't understand why this is kind of going on. the person you're dealing with could be this King of Swords here. So that's somebody who abuses their mental power, okay? They could be a little bit of a loose cannon. So that's why I was feeling like this with his Page of Swords in reverse. I feel like you don't want to express yourself to this King of Swords because he's going to blow up, okay? And he's a type of person who, no matter what you say, he's going to do anything he can to win, and he's going to use his intellect and his mental power to do so. So that's why I feel like there's just some stuff you aren't talking about. And I feel like this is a common situation you guys get yourself into, okay? And, you know, with this advice card, they're trying to tell you to focus on something that's more of a more positive relationship, getting yourself out of this, knowing that someone will enter your life or something, and it doesn't always have to be like this is here, where you are afraid to talk and you're with somebody who's moody and kind of goes off or wants to pressure you into things or have you know, win over you all the time. You don't have to keep doing that. The advice is to know that there's other people that are out there that have a lot of things to offer, and there's a lot of situations out there that have a lot of things to offer you emotionally. Okay, so we talked about that 6 of Bees. So in January, you're going to, after you leave the last 2 weeks of January, you're going to go back. I don't know if you're going to go back to this person or go back to this situation. I'm feeling like you might go back and you might try to say what you didn't say. You might try to talk to them. I don't feel like this person is necessarily someone who's is very open to negotiations and talking. I feel like with this King of Swords in reverse, they're kind of like, this is how it is. This is how it's going to be. But I feel like you still go back and you try to have a conversation with them or try to resolve whatever the issue is. But they're the issue. So I think that's what part of the problem is here. Can you please provide clarification on the 6 of Bees? Why is the 6 of Bees here in reverse for Capricorns the last 2 weeks of January? Who is this person? Was this energy? Additional messages, please. 6 of Bees. King of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, I don't feel like this person wants to hear it. You're going to go back after January. You're going to try to resolve this situation, and either the timing is terrible for you to do this. So if you're thinking to do this, I would not do this, okay? Because the timing isn't going to be right, and this person is not going to respond favorably, okay? With the King of Pentacles here, and right now this person's all about work, okay? So they're about working, they're about, you know, their money, they're about all of this stuff, all right? I also feel like they're jealous. So if you kind of go back to them and you have a conversation with them, if it is like a romantic thing, they're going to say something like, I just feel like they're going to make some kind of comment like, you know, you've been out doing this and that and what have you, even though I don't feel like you even have a relationship with this person anymore, but I feel like they're really jealous. They're really possessive. So even though you don't have a relationship with this person, and that could be jealousy in any, I mean, if you open your minds up, because it is a general reading, I mean, that could be in a business partnership, that could be, you know, in a family or whatever. But I feel like this person, they're just a jealous, possessive kind of type. And even though you're not with them anymore and you're doing your own thing or what have you, when you come back, they're angry. They're kind of thinking like you did something, even though you don't owe them anything. So that's kind of weird. But they are, it's also you're gonna come across to them as some kind of nuisance, because I do think like they're really about working, their possessions, whatever, you know, they're doing at this time. And we have the 10 of Cups in reverse also telling me that it's not gonna go well. There's an argument that's gonna break out. You guys are not gonna see eye to eye. You might come back and you talk to them, or like I said, you're going back to resolve this issue, and you guys are not thinking, you aren't on the same page in regards to this. You just are not. And I feel like this other person is very adamant about what their view is, okay? So arguments, so you guys just argue. Argument breaks out. And it can be in regards to home, family, you know, because the 10 of Cups in reverse is, I mean, the 10 of Cups in general is about home and family and marriage and children. I mean, these arguments could kind of be based on that, and you think of them one way and they think of it another way. But I'm saying you guys shouldn't go back. And the moon card is the card of Pisces, if that resonates, but it's in reverse. And you're going to realize that you're going to have clarity. So when you guys do go back, even though I tell you not to, you will anyways. You're going to go back. You're going to try to have this conversation with this person, whatever that conversation is. Again, general reading. It could be however it resonates for you. And you're going to end up moving on knowing how this person negatively influenced you, okay? And the impact that it had on you. So I think you're going to go back another time, and it could be that you'll realize, you know, nothing's changed with this person. They aren't going to change. They aren't going to change their ways of thinking. And you kind of move on a little bit. You have clarity, but then it's also like you're releasing the fears that you have. You're realizing how badly this person, their negativity really affected you and affected your life. And how they, you know, here where you had a fear of like expressing your emotions, how you would repress your emotions just because of how they were. So I do think you'll move on from the last 2 weeks in January with like these realizations that will actually help you get to a better place. But I kind of see the last 2 weeks, there's a little bit of a ebb and flow and a struggle that you guys are kind of going through before you actually get to that place. And that could be in February at some time. You'll have to see what that reading's all about, either the love reading or the mid-month, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. If this resonated with you, consider a personal reading. Rates and info are below. So is my email. Just shoot me an email. And then everything else I mentioned, which is basically just check out my playlist for my sun moon readings, compatibility readings, and check out me on social media too. Instago, Facebook, or Instagram. Excuse me. Otherwise, best of luck to you guys. Adios, Capricorns. Bye.